Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us today for our um, March webinar on decorating team apparel with tools for baseball and softball uniforms. So spring is coming up in a few short weeks here, and we're already seeing a lot of baseball orders coming through our printing lines, whether it be for uniforms, for coaches apparel, for spirit wear. But we wanted to take this time to talk with you guys about some of the different tools that we have available and at your disposal for decorating these types of apparel a lot easier and faster when we're talking about using screen printed heat transfers. A lot of the baseball and softball teams that you're probably going to be decorating for are going to be your local recreation leagues, middle school and high school teams, youth teams, travel teams, and then, of course, like I said, the spirit wear for baseball moms and family members and fans alike. So, few housekeeping tips here for you before we get started is the slides that I'm going to be showing you here and the recording of this webinar will be available after the webinar, usually in a couple days, and you can either view this webinar again on our website at transferexpress.com in our education section or on our YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/transferexpress. So if you want to stay up to date and get notified with the new educational videos that we have on our YouTube channel, I suggest subscribing to that. There's a button on our YouTube channel that you can hit to subscribe, and it'll just shoot you an email anytime a new educational video is put up there that you can view. We encourage you to ask questions and talk to each other. There's a chat box there that's available, and we have Sue and Mike behind the scenes that are available to answer any questions that you have regarding what we're talking about here. And we encourage you guys to discuss and mingle and share ideas and thoughts there about the topic. So let's get started. And as we're if you're new to decorating baseball apparel, one of the first and main questions that a lot of decorators have is how do you even get started? Who do you contact? So the first tool that we have here is a list of different contacts and some of the main leagues and associations that we have in local areas that support and organize baseball, softball, youth leagues. So we're talking about your city recreation department is a great place to start. Little leagues, your schools, so any of your local schools that have summer teams are also a great place. And then, of course, your larger organizations like the Cal Ripken Baseball Association, Babe Ruth League, and all of these. So what you are, the best suggestion that we have is to visit these websites, and you're able to search for your local area and find out who the organizer is in that area so that you can open up that line of communication with them and contact them directly. So once you are able to get the contact's name, the organizer's name, you want to provide a budget, you want to provide a quote for them. So you're able to compete against some of the other decorators in your area. So you want to talk to the organizers, discuss what their budget is so you know what type of price range they're looking at for decorating. Are they more of a youth team that's trying to keep prices low, or are they a travel team that has a little bit more expenses at their disposal? What type of decorating have they done in the past? Have they used screen printed apparel? Are they using embroidered? Are they using an applique? You want to see what they've done in the past to see how what you can offer compares to what they've done. And then also, do they want to switch it up? Are they looking for something different, or do they like what they've been doing and it works for them? So just a few questions to start asking the contacts of these organizations so that you can get a better idea and that you're able to quote appropriately and know that you're able to, fulfill the jobs as needed by them. So when we talk about the jerseys that they commonly use, um, one of the most inexpensive uniforms that you'll see a lot of youth teams and rec leagues using is a low budget option of a standard t-shirt. So a lot of youth teams will have these. You're looking at your normal Gildan and Jersey Port and Company t-shirts that are a cotton or a cotton polyester blend. Very easy to decorate with your heat press and heat transfers. But this is usually where these youth teams are going to start. Now, when you start moving up into the a little bit of older children or into the leagues, they might need some more athletic durability to them. So we're looking more at 100% polyester, some moisture wicking capabilities. You can keep these prices low, like in a couple of these examples, a Port and Company shirt or a Sport Tech or Gildan. They have some low cost options that do have some moisture wicking capabilities to them, but at a low cost. When you move into a Sport Tech shirt, like the bottom right hand corner, with the camo hex sleeves, it gives a little bit more dimension and some texture to the uniform. It's a little bit of a higher price point, and you're able to offer that athletic look to it. And of course, the raglan jerseys. So the raglan jerseys are the most common and what you look at as seen as a baseball uniform. The raglan, of course, is that iconic look of the color block sleeves, as you see in these two pictures. The one on the left here is a Port and Company jersey, and then the one on the right is from Sport Tech. They offer them in a cotton polyester moisture wicking combination and as well as 100% polyester option. Both of these are great options. They're pretty low cost, but being a raglan shirt, you get a little bit more of that flexibility of increasing your cost as opposed to a standard t-shirt look. So a lot of teams now will go for these raglan shirts, and they're offered in the 3/4 length and the short sleeve shirts. So if you're looking at doing a few of these t-shirt options, jump over to Transfer Express Apparel. We have a ton of blank apparel options for baseball teams. And all of these options are available there. So you'll be able to see these slides afterwards and jump over to Transfer Express Apparel to check out the different color options and prices. Now, a tip that I can give you for decorating these raglan jerseys is you see those color block sleeves. To match these and to make it look the most professional, stick with the same color print as they are the sleeves. Or if you're doing a multicolor design, at least have that color of the sleeves within your decoration so that it matches and everything goes together. Especially with these raglan tees with the color block. Also, if you're decorating with a name and a number on the back, make sure that you're measuring that area and that space in between the shoulder blades of your print area so that when you are choosing a size for the name, for example, you know your maximum width of how far over that you can go without exceeding those sleeves and covering up the color block of those sleeves. And of course, when you get up into the higher end uniforms, usually for high school teams and for travel teams and leagues, you're going to want more of a professional looking uniform like these here shown. These are from Teamwork Athletic, and also Augusta Sportswear has some really nice options as well. A lot of them have these color block or piping features to them. They are also usually you're going to find them in 100% polyester uniforms. They have moisture wicking capabilities, some stretch to them so that they move a lot with the athlete. Most of them, like I said, are going to be polyester. So when you're trying to decorate 100% polyester, what you'll find is most of the fabrics are temperature sensitive, meaning that they might scorch under a high heat of your heat press. So to prevent that as much as possible, you'll want to choose a heat transfer that applies at a really low temperature. Um, a lot of heat transfers apply, like our most common one, our goof proof, applies at 365 degrees. You're going to want something way lower than that. So we have the Elastiprints screen printed transfer that heats at 300 degrees. So a lot lower of a temperature. It's going to prevent and reduce the look of a scorch mark on the uniform. So we really suggest, when you are decorating anything that's 100% polyester, and temperature sensitive fabrics, that you're going to be choosing that Elastiprints transfer to make sure that that scorching is at a minimum. It's probably going to eliminate the scorch marks altogether, if not reduce the look of them. The girls racerback from Teamwork here that we have on the right hand side, you notice that it's a racerback. It's also a tank top looking uniform. So when you're looking at decorating the name and number on the back, again, make sure you're measuring that area so that you know the maximum width that you can go over, because you don't want to order names or a number that aren't going to fit on the back of the uniform. And the standard split front uniform that you'll find on a lot of high school and travel teams, as well as college teams. It's it's a higher end, higher cost jersey with buttons that go all the way down. The manufacturers of the jersey, though, keep into account that you are going to be decorating them. So you'll find that the buttons, usually the third or between the second and the third button, that the manufacturers are leaving a space there, and usually around 6 inches, depending on the size and whether it's a youth or adult shirt, that they're going to be leaving you to be able to put your design. And it's usually a script and tail there, as you see in those images that are decorated on these uniforms. So when you do get these jerseys in, we recommend receiving the jerseys or contacting the manufacturer before you're designing your heat transfer design, and make sure that your design is sized correctly so that you're not exceeding these buttons and not applying your design over these buttons. Now, with your heat press, you are able to decorate a split front uniform with your heat press and screen printed transfers. It can be done. And we have a blog on our Transfer Express site, on our Transfer Express blog, that you're able to get a little tutorial on how that's done with transfers. It takes a couple extra steps, but like I said, it's very, very possible to decorate these with your heat press. Don't be afraid to decorate these. Now that we have the uniforms themselves out of the way, we can go ahead and talk about the custom printing of them that you're going to be doing with your heat press. So we're going to go through all of these here in more detail, talking about the team name and the team logo on the front of your uniform, the sponsor name that can be added in. Your sponsors are, for leagues, each team is going to have a different sponsor that is going to need their name advertised on the uniform somewhere. And there's a lot of different places that you can place them that we'll talk about in more detail. The league name. So the league name is going to go somewhere on the uniform. We'll talk about some different options for that. The player's name. Some teams have a player name on the back. Some teams don't. So we'll talk about a tool that we have that you're able to add the player name to the back of the uniform. Also the player number, of course. We have some tools and some online wizards that will help you determine how many numbers and how many number packs to use for decorating these uniforms. And then to finish off the uniform, make it really professional, very patriotic, adding a flag to your uniform. And we'll show you some different ways and some tools that you can add this flag to either the sleeve or the back of the uniform. The team name and the team logo is the most fun part. A lot of teams will stick with their standard script and tail design that's very classic to a baseball uniform, or you can get crazy and do something really fun and unique for the teams and for the leagues to decorate their uniforms and offer them something different, as well as, of course, the Fanwear and Spirit Wear, Coaches Wear. So to find a design, if you're not a designer yourself, we have hundreds of layouts, thousands of layouts to choose from and be able to customize to make it easy to create a professional looking design. So at Transfer Express, we have 339 baseball and softball layouts alone, just within that specific category. That you're able to choose and decorate. And of course, we have a lot of different categories that can be changed and altered as well. For instance, if you're looking at our soccer layouts, any of those soccer balls can be interchanged with a baseball to make them into a baseball layout. So very interchangeable and customizable with these Easy Prints layouts. And we'll show you a little bit of the Easy View designer that you're able to actually view the designs, customize them, and preview and share what the design will look like on an actual piece of apparel. So within these 339 softball layouts, of course, we have the classic baseball designs, all the way to more fashionable baseball designs for Fanwear, for baseball moms, and for bags, and for coaches wear, and all sorts of things. So we have all of those layouts for you to choose from in our Easy View Designer. And then to interchange the layouts and make them your own, we of course have all of our clip art that can be interchanged in those layouts as well. 290 different baseball and softball clip art alone, as well as thousands of mascots that you can choose from. So if you have the Grizzlies as your team mascot, if you have the Knights, if you have the Tigers or the Panthers, we have these mascots available for you to interchange into your layouts and make sure that the league or the team's mascot is on the shirt. What we also have as well, though, is our clip art program. So you're able to, if your team does have a specific clip art that we don't offer, that they use, and you want to be able to use that clip art in a bunch of our different layouts as well, we offer a clip art program, a custom clip art program that you're able to get your clip art saved. So you're able to use those in the layouts for the less expensive pricing than doing a completely custom transfer order. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and check out our custom clip art program. And weekly, we are coming out with different layouts and different clip art based on your suggestions with our weekly clip art program. So we have designers that are specifically designing different clip art and layouts for you to use with a weekly theme that we'll put out. So if you do have any suggestions, feel free to email us or contact us. If you don't see something specific in our clip art library that you're able to use or you need more options of, feel free to send those over. We're always taking suggestions and getting those out for you. So this is an example of our Easy View Designer. And the Easy View Designer is a tool that you have at your disposal that you can choose any of those layouts that we talked about and customize them with your team name, with your team mascot. You can interchange the clip arts as you see here and be able to see what your design is going to look like, and be able to share that with your customers so they can approve it and be able to see what it's going to look like before you order your transfers. You're able to also, in the Easy View Designer, for instance, leagues have the same design that they put on many different colors of apparel. You're able to change the background color of the apparel to see what your design is going to look like on different colors there. On the right-hand side, you're able to change it to a black jersey or a blue jersey or an orange jersey and be able to see what your design is going to look like on different color backgrounds, as well as choosing your ink color. Of course, you're able to visualize and see what the design is going to look like with different color placements and different colors. And one of the tools that we have inside the EasyView Designer is being able, you don't need to stick with the layout as it is. You can always add text and add clip art as you need to. So a great idea is to add the sponsor name into the design. If your league has a design on the front and they're also interested in having a player name and a player number on the back of the uniforms, one of a good way to add the sponsor name is to just add some simple text to the layout itself, like we have here, the sponsored by Dairy Freeze. Add that into your layout, and that satisfies the sponsor needs of having their name advertised on the uniform. Some leagues also opt for not having their player names on the back of the uniforms, and instead, in place of that player name, they want the sponsor name on the back, and that's very, very common to see. If you are just decorating for one team, a good idea is to, if you have this extra space on the sheet, is to add the sponsor name into the empty space here. So you want to try and maximize the sheet space as much as possible. Add a sponsor name to fill up that area to maximize your cost. So it doesn't cost any more to add a different design or an additional design to your sheet, to your transfer sheet. So here is an example. We added the Dairy Freeze sponsor name to the back. No extra cost there. So that's a great way to, if you're decorating just for one team, just add that name in the back, no extra cost. And now let's talk about a little bit more in depth about if you're decorating for an entire league. So you want to save some costs there when you're decorating for a league. So we'll talk about some of the tools that we have for doing sponsor names or team names for an entire league. So our layouts that you see at the bottom here are pre-designed layouts that are really easy just to plop in the sponsor names. For instance, if you have Joe's Pizza Shack and Bob's Auto Body and some of the different companies in your local area sponsoring, you can decorate the back of the uniforms or the front script and tails with your sponsor names. And these layouts make it very easy to order, cut apart when you receive your transfers, and to apply onto the back or the front of the uniforms. So this is an example of the back of the uniforms having the sponsor names above the number here. You'll choose one of the sponsor layouts here and plop in your sponsor names and then cut them apart, apply them to the back of the uniforms, keeps everything individual and separated, so it makes ordering and applying very easy. So now let's talk about the easy way to order these. The league is most likely going to come to you and say, these are all of the sponsor names. This is the color of the jerseys that they need to go on to. These are the numbers and the sizes that they need as well. So the first thing to do when you are looking to get these transfers printed is to organize your lists and make sure that they are that they're separated between teams, that what colors are going to be printed on the different uniforms. So the first thing that you're going to do when the organizer sends you the list is you're going to sort the sponsors by the size. So for instance, we have our entire Little League team, and there's 10 teams, and we know that for a Little League team, here, I'll show you these designs. Most likely you're going to get about a 2-inch design. So you can see that we have them separated by a 1-inch, a 2-inch, a 2.5-inch, 3-inch, etc. The designs that are going to be on the back or the front of the uniforms. So the first thing to do is choose which size that you would likely be adding to the back of the uniform. So for the youth teams, I would suggest about a 2.5-inch letter that you're going to be putting on the back. So with a 2-inch letter, you're most likely going to be able to get about 6 sponsor names on each sheet. So the first thing to do is organize these by the color. So you have 6 teams that all need their design in white, and 6 teams that all need design in black because they're going on light color uniforms. So definitely organize those by the color first so that you can separate them. And then decide how many quantity of sheets that you need. So say I have 10 teams that are all, or the 6 teams all in white, and then 6 teams all in black. You're going to want to separate those orders and know that you have 15 players on each team, so that you can decide how many transfer sheets that you need. Now, if you get a list and you need some help, feel free to contact our customer service department. They do this on a regular basis and are able to help you out and help you organize your sheets and make sure that you're ordering the right number of transfer sheets in the right way to get it to be as cost effective as possible. And now when you're talking about the leagues, like I had explained before, some leagues have and want all of the same design on the front of the uniform that has their league name. Here's Washington T-Ball League, and all of the designs are the same on the uniforms. However, you have some uniforms that are printed that are dark, that need a light color ink on them, and then some uniforms that are light color that you need a dark color ink on them. So one of the most cost-effective ways to fulfill this type of order is with our tool that we call a color change here. So what we're doing is we can print the entire order. So say that the total number of transfers that you need is 75 pieces. Well, we're able to break that apart to where 75 or 45 prints are in white ink and 30 prints are in black ink, printing them all as the same order instead of separating them, because the smaller price breaks will cost a little bit more. So doing this color change, you're able to get a lower price per sheet. So it will be less expensive, but you're able to fulfill this order for cheaper than it would be to place 2 separate orders, if you follow me. So for this example here, say you have 15 players per team, and each team is a different color shirt, but like I said, we have the dark color shirts and the light color shirts. So the cost is going to be based on the total number that you have. So say you have 15 players, with 5 teams, you're going to need a total of 75 prints. Now, to order the 75 prints, you need 45 in white and 30 in black. There is a $15 per color change fee, but it comes out to be less expensive than doing 2 separate orders. So you're getting that 75 piece price break to keep that cost as low as possible. Now, adding the player names to the back of the uniform is actually very simple as well with our express names. Are the express names, instead of cutting and weeding, your player names, taking the time to do that, we offer our express names, which are pre-spaced individual player names. They're screen printed just like our other transfers, and can be applied with the name and the number all in one press, which I'll explain in a little bit. But like I said, they're pre-spaced. You don't have to sit there in a line and center each individual letter. They do come on a transfer sheet carrier that you're able to then just flip over onto the garment and press with your heat press. And to order the express names, we do have a tool online, our player name wizard, our express name wizard, and I'll go over there and show you that now. Okay, so we're over here on our Transfer Express website. And to be able to go get into the Express Name Wizard and to order your player names, you'll just hover over this Transfer Products tab here and go over to Express Names and Letters. Click on that. Scroll down, and here we'll find our Express Names. So in our Express Names Wizards, you have a lot of different options to choose from here. So we offer these names in a straight format, an arc, and a vertical format. If you're doing sleeves, pant legs, some bags. So different options here. So the most common is the straight. Underneath that, you'll find all of our different fonts and type styles that we offer. Most common is our Hercules or full block font. I'll go ahead and choose the full block. And then the letter height. So how large do you want the letters? 1-inch sizes would be great for if you're doing a left chest, individual names on the left chest or on a sleeve. A 1-inch size would be perfect for that. Youth sizes would be probably around in the 2-inch range. And then some adults would be 2.5 inches, 3 inches here. So for a youth size shirt, we'll choose the 2 inches. And then you get to choose which width you want for your uniforms. For example, we talked about earlier having a raglan or a racerback jersey where we suggest to measure how wide, or if you're using a youth size uniform, you don't want to exceed that width of the shirt. 14 inches would be great for a adult size shirt. However, on a youth size shirt, it's a little bit too large. So for a youth size shirt, 9 inches, 11 inches is going to be your best option there, depending on your smallest size that you have to decorate. So I'm going to choose 9 inches, and then here's all of the different colors that the express names are offered in. They're offered in one color options. So let's choose black just for an example. And then underneath that is the wizard area that you're able to go into each one of these fields and type in your names individually. So, if you have a team of just a few people, this might not be a problem where you're entering them in individually. But if you have a team, of 15, 20 players, you might not want to enter all these in manually. There might be spelling errors, or you might leave out somebody's name. So to prevent that, likely you'll have a list from your organizer of the league or the team, and they usually will provide you the list. Either sometimes it's handwritten, but sometimes they also will provide it to you in a Word or an Excel file. So we have our name list uploader here that you're able to upload a TXT file extension to be able to get your names in here easily. So now, if you're unfamiliar with this TXT file extension, basically what that means is just a text file. And one of the easiest ways here I'll show you, if you're using a Windows program, is to go into your accessories folder and go to your notepad. You can also type it in here in the search, but the notepad is going to be your place to do a text file. So all left justified, single column, You can copy and paste this from an Excel file if you have one, but this is where you would go to save, file, save. We'll just show you an example. And down here is where you're going to see that text file. So in Notepad, it'll automatically save it as a text file. If you are in Excel and you have your list of names in an Excel file, you can also save it here, save as type, and you can choose the TXT file extension to be able to save it as a text file. So I already have one as an example, so let's get out of this. So we'll go to upload list and save it into a place where you can remember. And here's my baseball team list that I have all left justified, all capital letters. Makes it easy to get entered into the names. But as you can see, they all pre-populated into these into this area here, so I didn't have to go through and manually type them in and avoid any spelling errors or missing anybody's name. And then on the side here, on the right-hand side, it's going to give you an instant quote. So we have 15 names. They're $1.75 each. So it'll give you a estimated cost there, and then you can just go ahead and add those to your cart. So that's the Express Name Wizard. Very easy to use to choose your styles and your colors to quickly order those transfers. So let's go back to our slides here. So that's the Express Name Wizard. And now for choosing your player numbers, similar to the Express Name Wizard, there are a few different options to choose your player numbers. We have a bunch of different styles and 1 and 2 color options that are also screen printed. So the numbers are really easy to use. And like I said, most likely you have, there are usually 2 main ways that the organizer will give you the names. So I'm going to jump back over into, I should have stayed on the website. Sorry about that. But there's a couple of different ways that the organizers will choose the numbers for their teams. Either they're going to choose them, they're going to let their players choose their numbers, or they're going to choose them consecutively, saying, I have all of these 10 teams, and each team is numbered 1 through 15. So what the wizard is going to do is going to help you determine how many packs of each number that you're going to need to be able to fulfill the order. So to get to there, we're going to go to our products page under help and products. We have our names, we have our numbers. We're going to click on our numbers, and this will give you some information about our goof-proof numbers that we have to offer. But here we have our number calculators. This page will be updated as well. The number calculators will be in another area coming shortly, but you'll likely find them here as well. But the first number calculator I'm going to show you is if the players choose their own numbers. So just like our Express Name wizard, the player numbers wizard allows you to choose your style. So you can see here the different number styles that we have. Champ 1 color and Champ 2 color are the most common. And then like we talked about earlier, if you're decorating with temperature sensitive fabrics, you'll want to choose our Elastiprints option. So the Champ Pro or the Avalon or Rex Pro as well, these are all printed in the Elastiprints formula. So they're going to be a low temp application to prevent scorching. So for this example, I'm just going to show you a Champ 2 color option, very popular. And then underneath that is our number sizes. So they're offered in 4-inch, 6-inch, 8-inch, and 10-inch. For youth size jerseys, you're likely going to be decorating in the 6-inch or 8-inch zone. So we're going to go ahead and choose 6-inch. And then our color options that we have available. So you have your, this is the 2 color options that we have. And you'll see, for instance, this is black and red. The black is going to be the inside color, the fill color, and the red is going to be the outline color. Keep that in mind when ordering. So for instance, let's choose black and red. And then over here in this field, here is where you're going to type the different player name or the player numbers that the team has chosen as their different options here. So you're going to type in all of these numbers. So you go ahead and type in all of those numbers, and then you can click calculate. If you need more fields, you can, of course, add one more field or add several more fields, but you'll want to hit the click calculate, and I'll show you what this calculator does. What this calculator does is going to tell you how many packs or what the best solution, what the best option is for the different size packs that we have available. So our packs of 5 digits are our individual packs. And what that means is they are packed in a pack of 5 transfers. So for instance, if you have one pack of zeros, you have 5 zeros in that pack. So this wizard is going to tell you how many packs you're going to need for each number, as well as how many numbers you're using out of that pack. So for instance, we have our 2 packs of 1s. We're going to be using 6 transfers out of those packs, which means that we're going to have 4 extra left over. This is great when you're trying to keep in mind that a lot of these youth teams have some extra players that are added later in the season. So you know how many extra numbers that you have of each number. What it's also going to tell you is the price comparison between ordering individual packs or our express packs, which generally which number 1 team 1 through 15. And then our number kits, which is a larger pack of numbers. It numbers 15 teams, 1 through 15, with the numbers 1 through 15 there. So if you are ordering a large pack of numbers, likely a number kit might be more cost effective than ordering them individually. So this wizard is going to tell you the cost difference between those. So for example, in our example here, we only needed a small amount of numbers. So the packs of 5 individual numbers is going to be our cheaper option here. We're going to need a total of 9 packs. So it's going to save us a few dollars as opposed to getting 1 express pack. So that's the wizard for that. And then let's go back and I will show you the number calculator if you're ordering consecutively. If your league says I have 15 teams numbered 1 through 15, what's going to be the best option for how many packs or how many express packs that you're going to need? So under that, we have our league calculator that we're going to go to. Like I said, there's going to be another area that has these combined, so you're able to go in and check out the calculators there. But so similar to the other calculators, the other tools, you can choose your number style here and your size, 6-inch, choose your color option. And then over on the right-hand side, instead of inputting each individual number for the players, this league has, say, 15 teams, which is very common, and they're going to be all numbered 1 through 15. So each team has 15 players. So consecutively, they're going to get numbered, and basically each player gets handed a jersey, and that's the number that they are going to be for the season. So with that calculator, we hit calculate, and then this will tell us how many individual packs of numbers that we have, how many used out of them, and how many extras that we have left over. And as you can see, I had mentioned that our number kits numbers 15 teams 1 through 15. So the number kit is going to be your best option in this scenario. And then underneath that here, you'll see that the number kit is going to be less expensive than the individual 5-packs here, or cheaper than the express packs. Pay no mind to that price. There's a little bit of a bug in the calculator right now that will be fixed shortly, but the number kits will be your best option there. And from there, you can just add those to your cart and place your order. And let's go back to our slides here. Okay, so that's the numbers wizards that we have. Now, using the express names that we had talked about, the player names, as well as the numbers, what makes it really easy is the fact that they are a perfect pair. So they have a perfect pairing of application. They can be applied together all in one step. Even if it's a 2-color number, all you have to do is press them once for 4 seconds for our goof-proof numbers, and they can all be applied at the same time. So your first step when you're pairing the numbers is to use to put the 2 numbers down and align them at the bottom, and they will be perfectly aligned, perfectly spaced. And then the next step, number 3, is to add the express name there at the top, butt up the papers together, and they will be perfectly spaced between the name and the numbers. And then to apply. So like I said, our goof-proof numbers apply in 4 seconds, whether you have a 1-color or a 2-color number. You don't have to align up different colors or anything. The 2-color numbers are all on one sheet. So you're able to apply them in one quick press, and your jersey is done. And to complete the uniform, we do have screen printed flags as well, and they come in packs of 50 flags. Don't quote me on this. I'm pretty sure it's 50 flags in a pack for, I believe, $24. And those flags are screen printed, all 3 colors in there, red, white, and the blue, so that they can go onto any color uniform, any color shirt that you want to decorate. Now, when you're decorating with these flags, as you can see, the most common area to decorate is on the sleeve. When you're heat pressing these, though, laying them directly down on the platen, you're likely to have the seam underneath the fabric, which will cause an issue when you apply direct pressure over that area. You might see a crease and a seam, pop through the ink. So basically what you're going to need to do is to raise that print area or put something in between the 2 sides of fabric so that seam isn't a problem. And what you're going to need either is one of the Print Perfect pads, which you can find at transferexpress.com, and it's a silicone pad that can easily be trimmed down or slipped underneath the seam, or I'm sorry, in between the sleeve, so that it raises that print area above the seam, so you don't have that as an issue. The other option is to use a cap press if you have a cap press at your disposal, or even a 6x6 press is an option as well. Those are available from Hottronics too. But a cap press likely you'll have as a heat printer, and slipping the sleeve over the cap press instead of using it for a cap is a great option for decorating sleeves. So here's your 2 tools to use for decorating flags on sleeves, is either the Print Perfect pad. If you don't have a Print Perfect pad, you can use a standard mouse pad, a standard computer mouse pad. Those work perfectly as well if you don't have the Print Perfect pads, or the cap press. So those are 2 great options and 2 great tools to use for decorating flags. And caps. You have your cap press, you're able to decorate caps, And what you can do is on the sheet here, on your transfer sheet, you have your team league design, you have your sponsor name, and then you're able to decorate caps as well on the same sheet, no additional cost for that. And you're able to fill that sheet with as many different designs and logos as you need to. So in this example, we were able to decorate the team shirts and the sponsor name and the hats all on one sheet by using our cap press. Now, you're not able to use a shirt press for decorating with a cap. So if you're decorating caps, you will need a cap press because of that curved hat. As you can see on the cap press there, you have the curved platen. And then along with caps, you can also decorate coaches' apparel. So we were able to get the cap design and the left chest design all on the same sheet, on the same gang sheet. So you're able to decorate your coaches' shirts as well. And of course, your spirit wear. So if you're decorating for the baseball moms, for dads, for grandmas, just for fans in general, for the team, you're able to decorate your spirit wear as well using the screen printed transfers. A great tip is, order a few extra of the team's uniform design. And you're able to take that team uniform design and apply it to different apparel items, like a hoodie, like in that right hand image there, where he's using the same design as a uniform on the hoodie. In the left picture there, you have your Garfield Dodgers with the baseball design that you can decorate, and then you can add some embellishments too. For instance, we have our some stock rhinestone options. We have a mom that you can overlay on top of that. The rhinestones do need to apply to fabric themselves, so you can't apply them over the design, but the inside of the ball there, they're touching the fabric. We also do custom rhinestone designs as well. You can use our Easy Prints layouts and Easy View program and order your custom rhinestones from there too. And then in the bottom right-hand corner, as I explained before, we have 1-inch express names, and what you can do is add those 1-inch express names to your design here. So in the heart here, we added a 1-inch express name for our baseball mom. So a nice embellishment there. And then, of course, you want to complete out the team's apparel. You're also able to decorate bags as well with your heat press. So you can outfit the team with their uniform, with their spirit wear, with the warm-up gear, as well as their bags. So in this example, we have their bat bags. You can decorate them with the script and tail that's on their uniforms. And then you can add their player name and player number either on the side of the bag or underneath that script and tail there. You're able to outfit and decorate the entire team, bags and all, with your heat press. And that concludes our webinar for today. Really hope that you guys were able to get some good information out of that and prepare you for decorating for your local Little League and baseball teams and rec leagues. Our next webinar that's coming up is next month, and we're going to be going over the 8 most profitable end of school year t-shirt sales that you're going to come across this year for school. So we're talking about field day shirts, class of shirts, graduation shirts. We have our signatures. So usually kids will go around with a pen or a marker and mark on the shirts. Well, you can actually get those to be a permanent screen print onto the apparel. So we're going to teach you a way to do those signature shirts a little bit faster and easier, so all of the kids don't have to go around and sign each other's shirts. And a lot of other cool ideas that you can do for the end of the school year t-shirt sales. So hopefully you guys will join us April 13th, same time, 2 p.m. We have a lot to talk about for end of school year sales and for apparel items. If you have any suggestions for any webinar topics that you want to see covered, feel free to email us at info@transferexpress.com. Jump over to our Twitter page at Transfer Express to continue the conversation, or our Facebook page, our Transfer Express Facebook page, where we give tips and ideas and different things for decorating apparel. Let's make sure no questions. We've been answering questions through this whole webinar, so it looks like everybody's good. If we didn't get to your question, though, we will definitely email you. And I want to thank everybody for joining us. Hopefully we'll see you next month for our next free webinar. Have a great day.